I'm David Walgrave from Hunter. You're watching GRIMM TV.
And I am Joost from Hunter, and you are still watching GRIMM TV.
How are you guys doing today?
We've had a great day so far.
Yeah, you got to basically open the festival today.
Exactly.
And if you look at the lineup of the stage where you were, it's a pretty good lineup for you guys to be there.
I think it's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
It's the stage I'm actually going to spend the rest of the day at, because it's all old school heavy metal, classic bands.
Yeah.
Our main inspirations.
Yeah. Yeah, I was guessing when I saw that you guys got to come here as like replacement, and that you were placed on this day on that stage with all classic heavy speed metal and so on. That's like,
yeah, it's a perfect fit.
Yeah. Plus the La Morgue is kind of like a club setting, which is probably serves you guys really well, probably as well. The kind of like getting like close with the.
Yeah. Well, I don't think that it would have mattered that much if they put us on a different stage, because we've all been playing in bands for so long. Mm-hmm. We're used to like playing small venues, but also bigger stages anyway. So that doesn't necessarily phase us. But maybe indeed, like the type of music we play and the type of feedback that we want to have from the audience right now, then probably that particular tent was like the best place to have that contact. Indeed, like you say, the very close contact with the audience. Because it's also a lot of fun to see. We've now done a couple of gigs, and there's a couple of dozen people that start following us around, and they were already lining up like minutes, like maybe, I don't know, 15-20 minutes before. Like they were standing there at the fences and looking up and like completely ready for it and shouting out like, I'm here as well, and this and that. So that type of thing is indeed like very cool. I also like the fact that you start the festival, and when people start coming into the festival, it's the first tent they come upon, and they hear like, oh, there's already a band playing, and they stuck around. They didn't walk away. They didn't go anywhere else. So, yeah, I mean, they were like, oh, there's already a band playing, and they were just standing there, and before you knew it, they were standing there for 30 minutes and clapping along and dancing along. So.
There was great energy feedback from the crowd from the minute we walked on the stage. Even it was.
That's great.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So how's the day going? It's. I don't think we've had better days.
Well, I guess everyone is already a little bit warmed up, because like yesterday the crowd was like okay active, but you could feel that they still needed to like get into it. Yeah. Or just get rid of the hangover of last night.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid of people like, okay, it's the second day on a festival, and they all crawled into their beds and tents at 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning, and they'll all be hungover. But so yeah, the entire place was packed, and like you said, it's the second day, so they come to have fun, and that is for a band like ours, that is the biggest difference with doing other types of gigs. Depending on where you play. It's not. You don't necessarily always play for metalheads, or some people go like, oh, they play their own music. It's not a cover band, etc. So this type of crowd knows that, and they don't care, and they are open to get to know new music, and that really works out well. Yeah. Perfect.
Well, besides playing here today, you're also kind of about to release your second album. It's kind of a given that we talk about that a little bit. Now, your second last one was about 4 years ago, something like that.
Released early 2019. Yes.
I don't know. Did it take a while extra because we had a little break?
Yeah.
The Corona shutdown hit us pretty hard because in 2020 we had quite a lot of nice gigs lined up, and we saw them getting chopped one after the other, and we couldn't rehearse, we couldn't do anything. We write songs as a collective, so we couldn't write songs. It was like the band was just frozen, and that of course cost us quite some time.
But in the end, I also think that it inspired us. If you hear, for instance, a single that we released last Monday called "Wicked," it's pretty fast. It's very trashy and speed metal-y, and it's venomous. It just like it takes no prisoners and it goes out to kill. And I don't know if without Corona we would have done it differently. I kind of think so. And now we have a couple of really fast songs, and I'm screeching a lot more. I'm a lot angrier, and I think that's part of the Corona thing.
You need to get something out of your system.
Yeah. There's one song on the album called "Suffocate," and that was really like when I'm not a super social person, but I like being in a band, and that is my hobby, and that is the thing that unwinds me.
Yeah.
And then after a while, being in lockdown, that type of stuff, you really start feeling like you're suffocating. In a figure of speech.
Yeah.
Yeah, by early 2021, I was really in a very low place because I thought there's no way we'll ever play gigs again.
Yeah.
And then when everything started opening up again, it was like, and the songs came really fast because before the lockdown, we didn't have, I think we had maybe 2 or 3 songs ready, and then everything else just after the lockdown, it was one after the other.
Well,
That's good. Well, let's hope you like get a whole bunch of gigs lined up again now that you're coming with like new material, so you get a little bit like fresh stuff to give them, like, hey, come book me.
yeah, that's the reason why we're here actually. So we sent out the, what do you call it, the press
The press
shoot
kits.
thing, whatever. We shoot stuff at press like Mike does it for us, not us. It does help. That is also why we were kind of frustrated a couple of years ago, because you know that you have to do a lot of things. You have to make new albums, you have to be there, you have to be present for the fans and for new people to discover you. If you don't do a lot for 1 or 2 years, people start forgetting about you completely.
Yeah.
So now it feels like we have to kickstart ourselves again, even though that we were already kickstarted in 2019, 2020. So last Monday we released "Wicked" as a single, going like, hey, this album is coming in 3 or 4 weeks, and the organization of Alcatraz heard that and was like, okay, this is a good replacement for Fifth Angel. So that's
great.
See, it helps.
Yeah. And well, talking about like booking gigs and stuff, you're also going to play your release show at our very own venue, Asgard.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah, September the 2nd.
I don't know. Of like, for people that don't really know you or are like still looking for something, like, just tell them what can you expect from a Hunter show.
High energy heavy metal.
Yeah.
No gimmicks, no...
I'm a gimmicky type of guy. So the music that we play, I think, is it's different. Like it'll always be Hunter songs that we're playing. It's very recognizable, but we have slow songs, fast songs, mid-tempo songs. We have thrashy stuff. We have very melodic stuff. So it's a bit of everything that makes the show kind of flow.
Yeah.
Like if you go and watch speed metal bands, like it's 60 minutes of like non-stop going, and with us there's a breather and there's a clappy moment and there's a sing-along moment. So it's that type of stuff. It's more like where the 80s metal came from. Without gimmicks, I think our music is without gimmicks, but I like people actually watching the show. I want to make them part of it.
Yeah.
Because I think that as a band, you're not just making music, you also need to give people something to look at. Because if there's nothing to see, then everyone's just gonna turn their backs on you and order beer. And I can't stand that. Well, I mean, you have to order beer, etc., but you also have to like engage with the entire show. I think that is important because you're playing live music.
Yeah.
Why else would you come to a concert? So I'm trying to make sure that there's something to see as well. Not just me, but like the rest of the band is also like that everyone's moving and jumping around. Because if we have that energy, then it feeds off of the crowd and you give that back to each other. That's what we're after.
Sounds like a good old school heavy metal show.
Is that not the thing that you just saw in the tent? Because that's what we're going for.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, like I'd say lots of luck with your album. Hopefully, a lot of people pick up on it,
Thank you.
and hopefully a lot of bookers pick up on it, so you get to play some good shows. I think we can like wrap this up.
Okay.
If you'd like to add anything at all, still like to wrap this up to whoever ends up watching this.
Check out our website, huntermetal.be. There's links to our music, there's videos, there's pictures, there's upcoming gigs.
Yeah, because we're called Hunter, it's not easy to find us on Spotify and iTunes,
Yeah.
etc. So huntermetal.be kind of answers all of the questions.
We know that that difficulty with GRIMM.
Yeah.
Grim, yeah.
Imagine.
But I don't think that we should have, because friends of mine were making fun of that yesterday. Like, why did you choose Hunter? It's not search engine optimized. Like, it's not very Google friendly. And I'm like, also they were talking about like how many other bands are called Hunter.
Quite a
There's
few.
like, yeah, there's quite a few. And I'm like, you don't care about that. I looked up Ghost. There's 100+ bands that are called Ghost. I don't think they thought like, oh, let's not do this. It fits the concept. That's the most.
That's why at some point Ghosts for a moment they were called, especially in the States, they were called Ghost BC.
Yep.
Just
I
because
didn't know that.
there was another band Ghosts over there that was quite popular or something like that, and they made it Ghost BC.
But I don't think that it should matter that much, because there was always a concept. I think maybe in the second album it's a bit less present, but still, actually it is. But in the first album it was really like, everything was about hunters. If you start thinking about it, like everyone's hunting all the time. For whatever.
If they need to find you, they'll find you.
Yeah. Hunter and then metal.
Huntermetal.be.
Hunter and then metal on YouTube already takes it.
An album with an album title helps, because if you Google Hunter Rebel Angels Rise,
Yeah, you immediately get the...
you arrive at the right destination.
That is a thing that I did Google, because I came up with that title and I was like, this is so good, it probably already exists. It's a movie, it's a band, it's an album, you know, it's a poem, it must be something. And I didn't find anything. I was like, holy shit, I'm onto something. Let's make a song.
All right. Well, thanks for the chat, guys. Have a lovely day still here.
Pleasure.
Enjoy the shows at La Morgue still.
Definitely. Thank you.
All right.
Cheers.